If I had to make an imaginary guess, I'd say moonshine. Honestly, I feel like I'm hearing moonshine. There's a lot of spirits on this property. There's a lot. Look at this bluebird of a day. Not a cloud in the sky. This is amazing. This may look familiar to you guys. I don't know. We did episodes here several years in a row. And we're coming back because Steve's found kind of another additional spot to check out. It's been a while. We're very sorry. We just have not been able to get out as much this summer as we normally do. So today, let's see what we're going to find. So previous videos, we may have did actually 3 here. And I'm just remembering something. That the woman that I connected with presented to me in this spot right there. Because if you remember, Steve was metal detecting over here in this part, and I wandered over to here, and that's where I first started talking to her. And she had told me that they lived over in this direction, which we went over to that spot, and I definitely felt they were workers, they were servants, they didn't live on the property, meaning they didn't live next to the homestead. They were kind of like off. And didn't have a cellar hole. It felt like it was like on top of the land. But now, Steve, you said that you found a spot where we're going, which is where I think she was originally presenting to herself to me. Which just made me think of that. Like, okay, so is where Steve's taking us, is that potentially, because we don't know actually where the house sat here. We have some ideas about it, which we showed you guys. There's kind of a nice entrance and flat spot over here. But I don't know. The pieces of the puzzle on this property may be coming back to be solved. Oh, and he's already found something. And I remember it was over there, we had found it was like the whole section that we knew something was definitely buried there because the ground was totally different. We found all those
weird little cap things.
Those cap things, and I kept thinking, oh, that must be like from a spaceship. My imagination was going crazy, but we never did figure out what they were. All right, I'm going to let him unpack, and then we'll see what he finds. What the heck is that? A clump of something?
Yeah, I'd say it's like... It's like welding slag or something. I really kind of wonder if it's weird, kind of.
Does it have a nail going through it? Oh.
No, but it looks like it's got glass in it. It does. See this?
Oh, yeah.
It looks like something there that...
Interesting.
It could have been something here.
That's where I went up. That's where she was.
And where we're gonna go is in the woods right over there, which looks like it was a...
Okay.
Which, it's not much of a... Not a foundation or a
Right.
circle. It's,
Well, I have to actually go back and listen to the video because I do remember it being a grand place. There was a lot of work to be done here. And she was a servant. And I remember like, oh no, we don't live like up by the house. It was almost like they were like sight unseen. Like your workers were on the property, but they weren't allowed to live in the house. But I don't remember if she talked about what was up here. But I know that I sat right up there and had a conversation with her. So I'll pull some of that from that video.
just a piece of... It's again though, see how it's... There's something burnt here or something. See how it's squiggly, like...
Yep.
Like it's been melted.
Something more.
Yeah, see, that's kind of like a modern hex head bolt. Makes me wonder, like the last family that we know of that lived here, if some of this stuff isn't, you know, if they had an old car or something, and just park it over there.
Park it over there.
That's something big and junky.
Dang it all. What is it?
Like it's probably maybe a coffee pot or something.
Oh, that's cool though.
I don't know. That looks like a spout of some sort to me. I don't know.
Wow. He's a big worker. There's a big man down there. He reminds me in his physique like the big guy on the Green Mile movie. He's really big, very strong. He's almost wearing those kind of clothes. Watching us. Very quiet. He's probably wondering what the heck we're doing. Almost like he's hiding from us a little bit too, like not supposed to be seen. It's kind of creepy back here. Yeah, this is kind of like, I feel like we're not supposed to be over here. Okay, there's a foundation right here. Yeah, I feel like almost like we're not supposed to be back here. The energy is very weird. Actually, not a full foundation.
Oh, I would say this might be
Which might make sense if this is the worker area where we're not supposed to. We're not supposed to be wandering here. Don't know if he would talk to me. We'll have to see. Okay, so there's metal all over the ground here. There's a bucket. All kinds of pieces of this. I could see where this would be very difficult to detect because who knows what's underneath all these. Look at that. That's cool. Look at that. What is this? It's got a W. I don't know what that is. A lantern? I'm gonna have to try to figure out what this is. I don't see anything else written on it. That's very interesting. Yeah, this like, there's a few men here. And I am definitely not supposed to be up here. They are looking at me like, what am I doing? Look at this. Wow. So I'm just talking to them in my head, kind of like, I'm just checking out your property. I definitely think that they, look at that there, they worked here for sure. They're standing like right over here. And I'm not going to cause any trouble. I'm not here to cause any trouble. I think Steve found something, so I'm going to go catch up to him. Alright, catching up with Steve. What'd you find? Ooh.
I don't know if it's a stove damper.
That's cool.
It looked like it had a wing nut. Then this thing would slide back and forth. But it's kind of weird because it had a... Looked like it had increments up top. Like...
Maybe a scale? Part of like the...
I don't think so, but...
With my heart.
You know what I mean? Like it would have been... Like dashes up there, and this thing you would have slid it one way or the other, which... Unless it's some automotive part, that timing thing or something for... It's not really cool. Big.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff scattered all over the place. It looks like, wheels, rims, I don't know, buckets.
Yeah, there's a lot of metal out here. A lot of lowered signals.
Whoa. What is that? So we're definitely in the machinery, work area, barn, the equipment of whatever it is that maintained that they used to work and maintain the property. The thing that's crazy about it is that they're almost, there's a few of them, like, okay, kind of like at the farm, your guys' barn, where you work, and all the equipment's there to maintain this property. When I say hands-on, they were hands-on. What was that? Look at that. Looks like a seat.
I think it's a lid for a trap bucket. This would have gone through tap.
Yeah.
Tap goes in there, and this.
So how old would that be?
I'd say. It's got lettering on it. I think it might say Grimm, which is Grimm is a company that sells sugaring materials. But I don't know if it could have been something that they did here too. That's pretty cool and pretty old. That's hand forged. I don't know exactly what it would have.
Wow.
A hitch to something, maybe.
Massive boulder. Big, huge barrel.
What was in there?
Yeah, that's true. Another surface find. Yep. Wow.
It's an anchor bolt for something.
So what the heck was here?
This isn't a very good signal, but because it's a peculiar spot.
Yeah, this whole thing is intriguing.
Yeah, it's all just tin.
Oh. Hmm.
The excitable signals have not been so excitable big. 52 sweet. Could this be a coin or a button? Or no, it's a aluminum pie can. I don't know.
One more surface fine. She just pulled those out. So, the visualizations that I'm getting is, remember watching the Cider House Rules? Where you had all those workers that were on the property in, I wouldn't say shacks, but kind of like shacks. And they were brought in and they worked the property. They did the apples, the apple picking. I almost feel like that's the vision of this spot right here. These men, and all these people working this land. And all the operations were over here. Very weird. Is that a crotobell?
No.
What is that?
I don't know. It's like a mini cannonball.
Oh my god, it's heavy.
Like that they call grapeshot that they put in the...
What the hell? Sorry guys, swear, but like... Okay, that's interesting.
I mean, that's what it looks like to me. I can't say I've ever seen one in person before, but I've seen them on other channels and stuff. That it's either like from a mini cannon, like what do they call those? Like warning cannon, or they used to. They used them on ships.
What was that? Oh my god.
Part of an old barn door.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's the hinge for a...
That's cool. That's really cool. To me. I know it's junk to you, but that's cool. There you go. Wow. In the woods. There's something else over here too. Oh, is this another thing like that had the W on it? And what did you say you thought it was?
Milk container or something.
Oh, so he thinks it's a milk container. Here's another one of them. I'm just saying to Steve that I really feel this particular spot of the woods that we're in is definitely a piece of property that has overlapping time periods. And I feel bad saying this, but I feel like I'm tapping into, it's almost like slave time period. I really like these worker people here, and the woman that I met before were definitely, I don't know, it's weird, of that time. Not knowing the history, that these men are not like seeing, it's almost like seeing me is I don't belong here. I don't fit here. I'm not supposed to be back here. And I certainly, if I was a woman, would not want to be walking out here by myself without the company of a man.